Hi everybody, it's Nija, naturally Nija J. And I'm really excited. I have a lot of excitement going on just based on, just different doors that are opening for me and just the opportunities for my business, the opportunities that I'm able to share with other people who are hungry, who are looking for change, who are looking for freedom, who just reached a point where they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And then on the other hand, while I'm super excited, I'm also dealing with just thoughts of this is reality and just other things going on. So I'm going to progress in this video. I don't know how long this video will be because I have a lot of talking points, but I'm super excited because I have a lot of just good things to share with you. And I'm hoping this will resonate with somebody today. So let's just get started. So basically what I want to talk about is what is freedom, right? What is freedom to you? What's freedom to me? What's freedom to someone else if you were to ask them? You don't put anything else with it. You just simply say, what does freedom look like to you? You may get all kind of responses, right? But when I talk about freedom, if you follow any of my posts, if you follow things that I talk about, if you know me personally, or if you don't even know me, if you're friends with me on social media, you kind of can see a little bit of who I am. That's just a glimpse. So when I think about freedom, I think about time freedom. I think about freedom of funds and finances. I think about freedom to just do whatever you please. Freedom to live the life that you designed and the freedom to live a life that God has shown you as attainable. And when I think about how people have just taken that and allowed it to just damper over time, just continue to decrease, where at one point, your freedom, your goals, your drive, everything that you wanted for yourself, for your family, for your life, for your career, it was here at one point, right? And then slowly but surely it started going down, right? Going down. And you have to think about, well, what influences have taken shape to allow you that when you were once excited about freedom, once excited about just living this life, and now it's no longer there. And so it's interesting because I was having a conversation with a couple colleagues this week, and we were talking about another colleague who is out of the country for about a month, no lie, a month and a half. And this individual is out on leave on a trip, a European tour, right? And it's interesting because while some people at the same company have the ability to freely tour the European nations and take a family trip for 30 days, 45 days, whatever it may be, and other people can't even take 3 days off, because if they have to take the 3 days off, they may not have the leave or they may not have the funds to even afford it. And it's same company, yet you have one person may be living free in one aspect and another person is living not so free in another aspect. And it just got me to thinking well, why is it that, certain people can live a lifestyle of abundance and freedom and other people don't? And I'm not going into the whole, political things and societal things, but really what I'm trying to stay focused on is letting you see where there are opportunities for you to live a life that you dream of, a life that you desire. And it's interesting because depending on what you do, depending on what you believe, depending on what you allow yourself to limit, things, that can also hinder or help your ability to live free. And, just all of these different revelations were coming to part as to why people, believe that this 9 to 5 that they have is it. You're never going to get anything better. You go to work, you come home, spend a few hours with the family, the kids, and you do this vicious cycle over and over again. And you have to think about, well, where did it get me? And you have to question, well, if I'm doing this job, this 9 to 5, and in actuality it's an 8 to 5, you get up, you do this routine, you pretty much probably are underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated, but yet you do it over and over and over and over and over again, right? People have done it over and over and over again where they are with these companies for 30 and 40 years. And when they are of age to retire or when they're forced out the door, what do you have to show for it? And the thing about it is that these companies were not necessarily setting the structure up for people at the middle and at the bottom rung to really be successful and to really have freedom. Your job is to make the company grow, so you are the worker bee, right? The worker bees, you there every day. You better not call off sick. If you call off sick, it better be a good reason. You better not call off too many times for this, and that, because we pay you to be here because we need you to do X, Y, and Z, right? Don't ask for no promotion. Don't ask for no bonus. Don't ask for no overtime. It's not available for you. And if they do have it available for you, you better believe they're going to work you to the bone to get it. And so then I asked myself the question, well, where is freedom in that? Where is freedom in that? You know, when you think about the goals and the dreams that you have for yourself, how do you fit all of that in if you really don't have the financial means to even carry any of that out? But yet you get up, go to this job every day, and you don't really have anything to show for it. To me, that's like the definition of insanity. You're doing the same thing every day. You change nothing, but you're expecting different results. That's not going to work. And it's also interesting, you know, just things that I've come, you know, just things that have come to my mind, conversations I've had with people. I've had a lot of conversations with people this week specifically. And it's interesting because people resonate with what I'm saying. So I'm like, I know I'm not alone in how I feel. And I know that there are other people who want more. You want to have time freedom. You want to have freedom to spend with your families. You want to have freedom to go with your kids on school events and, you know, to be able to be at home. You want to have freedom to be able to travel. You know, I've talked to people where they've told me they've never left the country. And I'm like, well, why haven't you ever left the country? I can't afford it. Well, why can't you afford it? You go to work every day. So the problem is not that you can't do it. The problem is the job. The problem is what you're doing every day from a day-to-day basis. The problem is the job is not allowing you to really be free. And newsflash, it was never designed to be. So when I say things like, I'm so glad that my eyes have been open and the opportunities that I'm allowing myself to take advantage of is there, that's because I'm seeing that people actually are living lives where they are free, right? Like I just told you about the colleague, although that's a different scenario, but yet and still, I have colleagues who can take European tours for a month or a month and a half, 2 months, while the rest of the other coworkers can't, right? So even in those kind of situations, where is the freedom? And if you at the middle, the bottom rung, more than likely, you know, your income is capped. There's a glass ceiling. You can't do certain things. And it's all rooted in because you have bought and been sold this mindset that this 9 to 5 is your only way. And you better be happy with what you get because jobs are scarce and jobs are not around and cuts are happening. So you just better be happy with that little job you have. And you better be happy that you have it, right? And I'm like, no, it's more to it than that. And it's interesting because when I was talking about time freedom, I was having a conversation with someone and they were saying they wanted to take time off to care for a loved one. And they really weren't in a position to do that. They weren't in a financial position to do it. They weren't in a position at their job to do it, right? If you gone for a few days, a week or so, they looking for you. They're like, well, what do you mean? When you coming back? Because if you don't come back, we're going to find somebody else to do your job. So another news flash, you are replaceable. It doesn't matter if you've been there 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you are replaceable. I'm replaceable. You're replaceable. And so when we were having a conversation, I was like, wow. I was like, I know so many people who probably are in that boat to where if you wanted to take a leave of absence for 30 days or a leave of absence for 60 days or 90 days, you probably can't even do it. You can't even do it because, again, you're in a situation where Your job is not going to let you. We're not even talking about FMLA. FMLA doesn't even come into play because that's really just for you to retain your position so they don't fire you after 12 weeks, well, before 12 weeks. But it's just interesting because we've bought into this mentality that this job that we hate, this job that we have to go to, fight traffic for, deal with supervisors, deal with coworkers you can't trust, deal with people who out for your job. If you look like you know something more than them, if you look like you hungrier, the more, you're hungrier, you're passionate, you're driven, you have skill sets that they don't have, you're now an enemy. They trying to take you out. They trying to set you up so you can get fired. That's not freedom. I'm talking about you get up every day, you set your own hours, you make what you deserve, you make what you know you should make. You make the money that you know is going to put you in a position where you can do what you want to do with your life, do what you want to do for your family. I was having another conversation with someone, and we were talking about traveling, but we were just talking about, just having extra money to do things like purchase a car. Let's say you wanted to purchase something for a family member. Maybe you have a loved one that can't work, or, a loved one that has a lot of debt. People want to be in positions to bless their family members. Maybe you want to purchase something for a family member, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Maybe you have kids that you want to help. Maybe you want to send your kid to college, but you don't have the money. I'm just here to tell you is that the opportunities are there. But you have to be able to see it. And you have to be able to say, okay, well, that is a possibility. Oh, I probably could look at having other income streams. And I'm just here to tell you that in order for you to truly live free, you have to stop living and thinking in a box. And that's what a lot of people, myself included, used to think in a box, that this is the only way that I'm going to ever make a living is getting up and going to this 9 to 5 every day. That's it. Nothing else. Right? And that's not true. That's not true. And oftentimes, I have conversations with people that don't like their job, but they do it because they're trying to have a little bit of a living. You know what I mean? And it's just time out for it. It's time out for it. And another thing, I was listening to some videos today because I do a lot of tutorials, reading on self-help, self-improvement because I'm a business owner. I listen to a lot of my company's videos. I listen to people who are successful in business, successful in life, so I pour a lot of that into my spirit. And it's interesting because I heard the CEO of my company talk about, and not the 9 to 5 company, but my business. That's what I'm talking about. And the CEO was basically saying, I want to put more money in your checks. He's telling that to us, people who work for the company. And I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever heard a CEO say that before. I don't ever recall hearing a CEO tell the company that he wants to see each and every person have more zeros in their check. More zeros. I'm going to let you think about that while I drink my greens. I was like, wow, I was blown away. And it's interesting because people don't understand always where opportunities lie. And some people are driven, some people aren't. And, it's a shame because I look at it as anybody can do these things. Anybody can dream. Anybody can have, desires, but you have to believe that they can come to fruition. You have to believe that they will be attainable. And I often talk about comfort level too. And it's very comfortable to get up and go to a job that you get up, you know what you have to do, you know what you need to do, you know what the goals are. It's comfortable. Every 2 weeks you're going to get paid. This and that, the job, your coworkers, you may not like it, but you know it. And so there's a lot of hindrances with comfortability. Comfortability causes you to not want to seek out change because there's a fear of the unknown when change happens. And you rather just be comfortable getting up, grinding, fighting traffic, going to an 8 to 5, fighting traffic, coming home for a few hours, having a few hours with your family and doing this vicious cycle. There's comfortability in it. Although you don't like it, you're comfortable with it. And I'm just here to tell people, you have options. You can either deal with the comfortability and be broke. You can deal with the comfortability, never travel. You can deal with the comfortability, never be able to pay off debt. You can deal with the comfortability, never able to be at home with your children. You can deal with the comfortability and not be able to have more zeros in your check. You can deal with the comfortability and have more work put on you, more work put on you, and you're not getting any more money, right? So you can deal with the comfortability and have all of that going on. But at some point, I feel like, the rubber's going to meet the road. You're going to get frustrated. Or let's say you get forced out. I've talked to people who've been on jobs many years or have done so much for the company, and then there's layoffs. You don't have any control over it. You don't have any control over who they decide to keep. You can get your walking papers today or in 2 weeks. I was just talking to someone who was saying how a person worked at Humana and they were doing a lot of layoffs here in Florida. And that person said they didn't know whether or not when they logged onto their computer in the morning that they were getting a notice saying they had to leave. Who wants to work and live like that? That is so crazy. I mean, that's not freedom. You don't have freedom when you don't know whether or not you're going to have a job. You don't have freedom when you are being told, no, you're only going to make $20 an hour. You're not only going to make $25 an hour. That's it. And the thing about it is, you don't understand that they really are capping you. It's a glass ceiling. You have very limited abilities to break the glass ceiling. But I'm telling you now, I jumped. I saw the opportunity. I see the opportunities. I see where I can have the ability to be at home. I see where I have the ability to make more money. I see where I have the ability where I can be my own boss and do what I know is going to make me the life that I want, right? And I'm just here to tell you it's there. I can share with you what I'm doing. I can show you what I'm doing. You can keep watching me. You can ignore the video. But I'm telling you right now, I know somebody right now listening to this video is tired. You're tired. You're tired of living check to check. You're tired of not being able to travel. You're tired of not being able to have extra money for things. You're tired of having to wait for your next check because you don't have any extra money. You're tired of not having the savings. You don't have any ability to send your kids to school for free. Not for free, but send your kids to school where you're actually paying for it and you're not waiting on financial aid or a scholarship. That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of things. Or you want to send your kid to a private school or better school, or you want to pay for them to have tutoring, but you don't have the money for it. At some point, you got to be like, you know what? Enough is enough. And I'm here to tell you, there are opportunities for you to earn way more than what you're earning right now. And you can do it from your home. You can do it right where you are. You grind, you got the passion, you want to do it. If you're driven, I can show you right now what I'm doing. I'm passionate about it. I believe in it because I know that my breakthrough is literally right around the corner. And that's what I wanted to share with you all. Get at me. You know how to find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Naturally Nija J. And this video also will be on YouTube. Okay, this is Naturally Nija J. Hope you all have a lovely day. Please share and post and save and share. Share, post, all of that. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. All right, guys. Bye.